What if I told you that a government policy, one designed to make people healthier, might actually be making them sicker? Well, today we're diving into the strange case of food fortification in Kenya, where a really well-intentioned solution has created a brand new and very unexpected problem.
It sounds like a riddle, doesn't it? But this is the actual reality at the heart of Kenya's food landscape right now. So we're asking a pretty simple question. How can something meant to be a cure also, potentially, be a poison?
Okay, just let this number sink in for a second. A recent study in Kenya found that a staggering 68% of foods that are fortified for health reasons are actually classified as unhealthy. You heard that right. Over 2/3 of these so-called healthier options are just loaded with sugar, salt, or fat.
So yeah, this is really a story about a contradictory cure. Let's break down how a public health strategy with the absolute best of intentions could have backfired so spectacularly. You know, the idea was so simple. Fight malnutrition by adding essential nutrients back into staple foods. The problem? Those staple foods are often ultra-processed junk foods. So now, the country is facing this awful trade-off, swapping one health crisis for another and feeling the rise of diseases like diabetes and heart disease.
To really understand this paradox, we have to rewind a little and look at the original problem. Why on earth was fortification seen as this silver bullet in the first place? Well, the answer is a crisis that experts call hidden hunger.
This number it's almost hard to believe. 81.6%. That's how many preschoolers in Kenya are deficient in zinc. It's a massive, silent health crisis, and it's affecting the country's most vulnerable kids.
This is just how complex Kenya's situation is. They call it a triple burden. So the country is fighting undernutrition and stunting on one side, widespread vitamin and mineral deficiencies in the middle, and a growing crisis of obesity on the other side. Adult obesity has literally tripled since the year 2000. It's a battle on 3 different fronts.
And the economic cost of all this? It's huge. We're talking $20 to $30 billion every single year for low and middle income countries. For some nations in Africa, that's like losing up to 11% of their entire GDP. So this isn't just a health thing, it's a massive economic drain.
So we've seen the problem, right? Now let's look at the solution and exactly how it turned into a problem of its own. This, right here, is the heart of the fortification paradox.
It's the logical question, isn't it? Adding essential nutrients to food is a proven public health strategy. It works. So what's the disconnect here? Well, the problem isn't what they're doing, it's how they're doing it, and more specifically, what they're putting the nutrients in.
A huge piece of the puzzle is a psychological trip called the health halo effect. Basically, when you see a package that says fortified with vitamin A, your brain automatically thinks the whole product is healthy. This halo completely hides the fact that the product might also be packed with sugar and unhealthy fats.
And these are the kinds of products we're talking about. The delivery vehicles for these vital nutrients are often things like sweet biscuits, sugary yogurts, breakfast cereals, and all kinds of ultra-processed snacks. And let's be real, adding a few vitamins to a cookie doesn't magically make it a health food.
And the consequences are just devastating. Non-communicable diseases, the kind directly linked to diets high in these exact products, now account for 39% of all deaths in Kenya. This is the paradox in action. The very tool designed to fight one crisis is helping to fuel another, equally deadly one.
But the problem actually goes even deeper than just unhealthy products. There are serious, systemic cracks that are threatening to bring this whole program down. Let's dig into those now.
This table tells such a crucial part of the story. If you look at the large-scale, mostly urban maize millers, their compliance with the law is 100%. Perfect. But that number completely falls off a cliff for the medium and small-scale millers, the ones who serve rural areas, dropping down to a shocking 24%.
And the tragic irony is this. The people in rural communities, the ones who suffer the most from hidden hunger, are getting their food from the millers who are the least likely to be fortifying it. The solution just isn't reaching the people who need it the most.
So why the low compliance? Well, the barriers for these small millers are just huge. They're facing a perfect storm of high costs for equipment, high costs for the vitamin mixes, a lack of technical training, and just razor-thin profit margins. For a lot of them, complying is basically impossible.
And to top it all off, there's a massive awareness gap. Only 28% of Kenyans even know what the word fortification means. You can't make informed choices for your family if you don't even know what you're looking for, or why it's supposed to matter. Okay, so with all these challenges, what's the answer? This brings us to our final section, looking at a healthier, more sustainable way forward that goes way beyond just adding nutrients to processed junk.
Here you can see two really different paths. The current approach, industrial fortification, adds nutrients in a factory. But a powerful alternative, biofortification, actually breeds the nutrients directly into the crops themselves. So imagine beans that are naturally rich in iron. It's a one-time investment in farming that can sustainably reach the very same rural populations that the current system is missing.
And this gets to the real root of the problem. Why does our food lack these nutrients in the first place? A lot of the time, it's because our soil itself is depleted. If we really want to fix our food system for good, we have to start from the ground up, literally, by fixing the health of our soil.
So, the path forward really has to be a multi-part strategy. First, enforce quality standards. Stop letting companies fortify unhealthy junk food. Second, give those small millers the financial and technical help they need to comply. Third, get serious about scaling up alternatives like biofortification. And finally, empower people with clear warning labels and education so they can make truly healthy choices.
And that leaves us with this final, crucial question. The real challenge here isn't just about tweaking the current program. It's about asking a much bigger question. How can we build a food system that doesn't need to be fixed in the first place? One that is resilient, healthy, and naturally nutritious right from the very start.